We've seen a few examples here in this channel of influencers being super entitled in their own countries, in their own homes, in restaurants, but they are especially entitled in other countries. Listen, I'm an influencer. I think it's important when you're going to another country that maybe is vastly different to yours, maybe it's in a different continent, to kind of understand some basic rules, basic manners. Hello, goodbye, thank you, please, in that language. You know, basic stuff to get by. And I'm dyslexic, and I can do it, so can anyone else. You even see some influencers be super entitled on that journey, that trip to that other country. We have a few examples of this today. Influencers can be, you know, I'm not going to say influencers. People online and people that put content online aren't always the smartest of people, and they really kind of make that obvious when they experience different cultures, you know, rules, perhaps somewhere that isn't exactly their hometown.
I'm in Playa del Carmen right now, and every 5 feet someone's like, amigo, amigo, and trying to sell me something, yelling at me in Spanish. But like, dude, clearly I don't speak Spanish. I mean,
You look, do you know what Mexican people look like? I'm Mexican. Your skin is darker than mine. It's yellower and darker than mine. Not all Mexican people look exactly the fucking same.
no, I got the mustache right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, sorry, all Mexican men have mustaches. Yes.
But yeah, how are you gonna sell something to someone when when they can't even understand what you're saying? And look, I know I'm in Mexico, but this is a very heavily tourist destination. I don't get why they don't just invest a little bit in their skill set.
Is this guy fucking for real? Are you for real? You understand what they're calling you out for, right? You understand people that say they call you amigo, you know what they're saying. So there is that understanding there anyway. I'm sure maybe if you approach, they're going to speak to you in English once they find out you're English. One thing about a lot of English-speaking countries and the people who don't have another culture involved in their families, and I'm saying this as someone in the UK who, yes, I'm Mexican, but I wasn't brought up in that culture at all. I know one other Mexican person, apart from my family, in the whole of the UK. Not saying that is a one person, because, you know, I've never met any other Mexican people in the UK, in the US, of course. People whose first language is English, and not everyone, most of the time, do not bother to learn another language. If you go over to that store where that man's selling something to you, I guarantee he is going to know the basics of English to be able to sell something to you. You would not be able to speak in Spanish the same way back as he is speaking to you in English. And yeah, you're in their country, they can speak whatever the fuck language they want. If you don't understand, that's on you.
Learn English to sell to the people who clearly speak English, and maybe they would get some more sales. I don't know. Invest in yourself, learn more skills, and probably pay off.
Learn Spanish. If that's your view on the world, you're going to a different country where they speak Spanish. If you think that investing in yourself is learning another language, learning skills, learn Spanish. Maybe then you would be able to understand him when you go over to that stand or that store.
If you want to be the...
So he has actually taken the video down, and he's either deleted his profile or his videos because he's kind of unfindable. Wow, what a cock.
I need your help. Basically, I've been saying for weeks now, if not months, that I want to go to the Philippines at the end of November, and I'm like fully set on it. I sat down about...
Sorry, it says on the screen, I need help. Is it worth traveling right after a typhoon? Is her question.
To book my flights. And I've been hearing a lot about the typhoons. And I checked the Filipino like weather thing, and I see this huge typhoon literally going across the middle of the country. This typhoon isn't set to hit until the 4th or 5th of November, and I wouldn't go until like November 17-ish. So my question is, how bad is the aftermath going to be? Does anyone know? Will they be able to clean up the island within 10 days, or will there...
Wow. People are just really fucking stupid, aren't they?
There'll still be flooding, and obviously with flooding comes a lot of like bacteria and things like that, and I just don't know what to do. Do I wait to see the effects of this typhoon, meaning that I wouldn't book my flights until like a week before? Or do I just go somewhere else? Like, should I just go to Thailand? I really, really don't know what to do. I need to hear it from someone who has been to the Philippines after a typhoon. I was planning to go like Boracay, Siquijor, Port Barton, and Coron. So if anyone has been in any of those areas after a typhoon, please let me know what you think.
What a crazy
or any
fucking
locals
thing to
who know what
ask.
it's going to be like, please help me out.
You're a moron. That's help. You can just, again, Go on Google. You don't have to make yourself look like an idiot online and look up the aftermath of a typhoon. It is really strange. People died in this, by the way. She's talking about the one in 2026. Imagine going online and being like, oh, guys, I know something really bad has just happened somewhere. Do you think I should go? Do you still think I should go? How bad is it? How bad is it if I go a few days later? Okay.
I just got a ticket for turning left at a red light. Why is that even illegal? Australia, are you okay? Why is that a rule? The street was literally empty. Why can't I turn left at a red light? Are you kidding me right now?
Again, some very basic, if you're going to drive in a different country, you might want to look up their traffic code or whatever it's called in their country, the rules of the road. In some countries, when a red light is red, it means stop no matter what. Driving in the UK and then going to the US, and you can turn right at a red light sometimes. In Florida anyway. You can't do that here. You can't do that here. It's a red light, you stop. You need to stop. If you are going to do something as important, do you even realize, I don't know why I'm saying this, do you even know that driving rules are different worldwide? Is that a thing known to a lot of people, that it's not all the same? Surely you look it up just in case, like common sense, right? This isn't a video about common sense though, is it?
Not to be a Karen, but I had some attitude.
She's about to be a Karen.
From a BA air hostess last night. And I kind of want to get it off my chest. Like, I don't know, I just found it really rude. If you've flown BA before, you know that they hand out these miniature water bottles with like 3 drops of water in them.
That's a normal size. That's a normal size bottle.
As like a complimentary bottle of water and sometimes like a snack, okay? And I know these bottles are particularly hard to open. I wonder if anyone else finds them hard to open.
No, I've flown with BA a few times, and they do that water, and it depends. It depends on the person, doesn't it?
I've flown BA a few times. I know these bottles can be a problem. And I actually am really shit at opening bottles. Like whenever I'm with friends and I have a bottle, I always ask someone to open the bottle for me. I'm like, can you please help me? I just can't open these bottles. Like they just hurt my hands, okay?
Valid. Sometimes there's bottles where you've tried to open them and they actually start shaving your skin.
A flight sometime last year, and I could see the trolley coming down the aisle with the air hostess handing out the bottles of waters and the snacks. And when she handed me the bottle, I said to her, do you mind unscrewing the bottle, please? Like, they're really difficult to open. She's like, oh, I got you, don't worry. She was kind and helpful. She didn't make me feel like embarrassed about it. She was like, oh yeah, people ask me all the time, these are really difficult, I know. She unscrewed it. She was like, I got good at it now, and she handed it back to me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't feel like a little child that can't.
I don't think that's unreasonable to ask somebody to open a bottle for you. That's fine.
Open their bottle of water. So she was just nice about it, okay? On the way to Switzerland sometime last week, I was on a BA flight. Again, they were handing out bottles of water, but I was on the window seat. The guy next to me was in the middle seat, conked out, fast asleep. So I got handed this bottle of water, but I didn't want to cause any commotion and wake him up. And I just didn't want to cause a thing. And I just took the bottle, firmed it, accepted the fact that I wasn't going to drink any water on that flight. And I got on with it. I ended up giving myself a headache because the rush.
You can press the call button and somebody will come over and help you. Once they've done, it doesn't take long, they do the service, they go back, you can press that little button and someone will open it for you. It's always existed, but
leaving the airport, getting home, all of that, I didn't drink enough water. And
hydration is key. You'll get a headache.
And I was like, I should have just asked him to open the bottle.
Yeah,
like, I should have just done it, because now I'm giving myself a headache. Anyway, on the way home, because I had learnt my lesson, I said, right, I'm going to ask the air hostess to open my bottle of water. I know this sounds like absolutely nothing, but I just overthink these things.
It sounds like nothing at all, but I also get overthinking.
Just one of those people. Okay. So I asked the air hostess, this time no one was asleep in my row, so I asked her, like, would you mind unscrewing the bottle, please? And she looked at me like, sorry, what? And I was like, I thought, oh, maybe she didn't hear, but she kind of gave a bit of an attitude. So I was like, do you mind unscrewing the bottle, please? And she was like, is that hard? Like,
that is kind of a rude comeback, but you would kind of say, like, would you mind just unscrewing this for me? I can't do it.
Kind of like spoke to me as if I was like a child. I don't know, like it was just so condescending.
But then you can...
I just felt like shit. And I was so like too stunned to speak. The woman in the aisle seat was kind enough to like butt in and be like, yeah, they're actually really difficult. I struggle with those all the time. And she's like, it's not that hard. and handed it back to me. And I was like, okay. And I just felt like there was no need for that attitude. First of all, it's not that hard for you to do it if I'm asking you. If I'm asking you, it's because I need you to help me. What if I broke my wrist, like, and I was, I don't know, doing rehab on
I would have said that. I'd be like, yeah, my wrist is broken.
my wrist and I couldn't use my wrist, okay? I know that's not the case, but like, she was just very judgmental and there was like no need for the attitude. Like, I should have asked a passenger who probably would have been way nicer.
Yeah, I guess. That was such a non-issue. That was just such a non-event. That last one was just such a non-event. You know what? When I watch influencers like do vlogs and stuff, you don't have to, but I do get a little bit like, you know, you're filming yourself and you're in a different country. You didn't even learn how to say thank you in the language that you're in the language of the country that you're in. That does bug me a little bit, but maybe I was just brought up right. Anyway, let me know your opinions down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.